Hello guys, so welcome to tonight's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on JFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news update as they drop all over the world for now, I will start with tonight's show. All right, ahead of the match, we will play against our opponent Burnley. So Charles Watts will be one of the Arsenal correspondents. So Baba when they ask a lot of questions, when they react to a lot of things that have been said in the media space. For example, Arsenal are set piece, people, corner FC and all whatnot. Now, when you look at the reports put out by Sportsmo, they say criticism of Arsenal incredible set piece numbers is boring and ridiculous. And the Gunners are the victims of a one-sided narrative ahead of the Premier League clash with Burnley this weekend. Expert Charles Watts was telling Sportsmo. Now, Megatata's men here to tough more, that they will play. So they call the ask Charles Watts about the set pieces. This is C. I'm now reading from the fifth paragraph. He said all the talk has just been boring about the set piece goals. Back to open play goals, XG, all that sort of stuff. That has just been named, that can be rammed rather down Arsenal fans' throats, he said. It would be nice to go to Toughmore, just to shut everyone up, get a few open play goals, and show everyone what they can do. But Burnley will do what everyone else does. Sit deep, give them no space. Everyone said Arsenal is but which I found ridiculous. They're not boring. Tell all the other teams, don't sit with 10 men behind the ball. Now they complain, say Arsenal, now set piece Kings then be, set piece FC. Well, you they play 10 men behind the ball. This is what Arsenal face every single week. Let the other teams open up. Play the way they play against every other opponent. And let's see what Arsenal will do. Let's see how boring the games are then. For example, Atletico Madrid 4-0, slice them open a couple of times, 2 brilliant open play goals. Teams are very fearful of Arsenal. That's why they camp in and around their penalty area. That's why Arsenal score more set pieces than anyone else, because they get more set pieces than anyone else. Teams are defending so deep that the ball keeps going behind for a corner. If the teams actually play the high line, maybe Arsenal wouldn't get all the set pieces that people complain about. It feels like such a one-sided narrative. In fact, for me, all these narratives are why they talk. Baba no they talk. For me, I know support it. Like, which one be say make them not come aside. You play the way you play. See, you what you not understand there. Forget maybe they call us set piece FC. Every team have a right to set up the way they want to set up. Nobody you go tell teams how they go set up against you. It's just like hearing and slots lamenting, open like 20 books of lamentations and start crying that teams when they play against us, they come out and set up a low block. What do you want them to do? For example, we are playing Burnley. Do you expect Burnley to come and set up a high line against you so that you beat them 10-0? Who does that? All those times when we say when they go Etihad, when we say according to historical data, when they go Etihad and we get slaughtered. At some point, if Ateta they go there to set up in a low block. They go there, go come aside. Now don't forget those era. You get it was our prerogative to do that, to make ourselves difficult to beat. When teams play against Arsenal, a draw is like a win to them. You don't need to understand these things. A draw is like a win to them, which is why they would like to settle for a draw. Look at Fulham. Look at Crystal Palace. They know they press high. If they get draw against Arsenal, very fantastic result. So it is high time for us to accept that yes, whenever anybody wants to play against us, they will play a low block. I've said this times that number. Sometimes these low blocks that people set up against us is not intentional. You get? Now sometimes they say, now we push them to do this. Is when you attack somebody, attack that person. Statistics have said Arsenal have spent more time in the opposition box than any other team. Why won't they set up a low block? So this is why they say they come and say, leave them. But anyway, Burnley, if not 10-1-1, you want to play tomorrow. Play. I no worry. I don't play anything you want to play. All it takes is just one goal. The one goal will open up everything. Simple as chicken. So me, I don't know what Baba just they complain. If you look at the second to the last paragraph, Scott Willis from the Canon Statistics going to talk say Arsenal's opponents' average defensive actions take place closer than their own goal. than against any other teams, indicating that Arsenal's men face the deepest, not just low block, no, the deepest blocks in the Premier League, yet we are still first, which means we have deciphered the cryptic lock. Where there is a lock that low block, we will unlock. So let's keep locking. We keep unlocking. Everywhere good, everywhere same. We'll just continue like that. Now, the Arteta press conference today, they don't already bring the transcript. It's on the Arsenal website. We can just quickly unpack them. Again, I don't want to waste time on this one. Now, they call the ask Arteta about on the Madueke, Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard. They say it did too early for them. It did too early. So hopefully, after the international break, they will come back and maybe they might play the game against Tottenham Hotspur, North London derby. Now, on the impact of academy players performing well, has okay on the impact. You see the impact gets on the dressing room. Okay, absolutely, and especially when we talk about players that are starting their careers, because we've all been there. There's something I discuss with players and make sure that when Andre Harriman thinks about this day, he knows the exact date, the time, the hour, who he played the next to, and what actually happened. Like, make the day memorable for that player. I think I spoke a lot. I don't want to waste time on this particular subject. Let's go on to the next question. On any injury news, no, I think we have the same ones. Martinelli is still out. Saliba, I think Saliba are going to do another training session before we go know whether he will be available for the game or will play tomorrow. Personally, I think Saliba might play. Because, you know, saying I saw you talk about Gabriel Magalhaes that last time, say one more training session. But, just let me put a caveat. But, if he ends up selecting Mosquera, I will not be worried. Because I think Mosquera, Gabriel Magalhaes, we are in safe hands. I will not really be worried. Now, Burnley will play, not be Bayern. So, I will not be worried. In fact, I would argue, rest Saliba. The guy needs rest. Rest him, play Mosquera, let us see what happens. Ben White is available. Like, we have so much options. So now my own be that. Now, on the timeline of Martinelli coming back from injury, so we don't know yet. But I think the game is going to come too early for him. On the timeline for Havertz, Madueke, Odegaard, Jesus, I would say weeks. Some of them pretty soon. Hopefully, they keep evolving the way they are doing. It's difficult to put a game. You know that we have the international break and all, like I just said. So after the international break, some players will be back. But who? I think I don't really tell us. But it says some are going to be back. Now, on if every player is giving him something to think about. Where this question come from now, when they do the interview with Matthew Skelly, Matthew Skelly say, they give Arteta so many things to think about. Get what I notice for this transcript. The way that they ask the questions, they know they write on verbatim for this plan, so you will lose a lot of things. If you never watch the video, you no go really get the question, because I don't watch it, so I can tell you extra details of that question. So that I can see what Matthew Skelly they talk. How you take see him? Say they give you many things to think about so that you will feel selector. You get now what they ask. So I think I say, well, that's what we want to create. If you want to get the best out of all of them, those standards have to be set in training. And if you don't have that in training, it's very difficult to replicate it during matches. So it's the balance between the competition and cooperation between the player, and as well to understand the role on the day and what they have to do. But all in all, I love the spirit. Now, on Scott Parker calling our side a well-oiled machine, Arteta said, I think we are able to dominate a lot of aspects of the game. We can, of course, improve in many of them, and still, that's a constant evolution as a team. But the more resources and the more things we can dominate throughout the game, especially in the Premier League, the better are the chances we have of winning games. Now, on if picking his team is the worst part of his job, he said, no, I cannot say that. This is not the worst in terms of a decision that certain players, where you don't allow them to play, and which is the hardest part in our job. But they acknowledge that as well. And in the end, when they make decisions, some good ones, some bad, I'm not judging every decision that the player makes. Yes. So I think I said a whole lot. They can even ask him how they think they select players, like the disappointment. I think I say, see, there are two things. It's a bringer of good news, and it's a bringer of not bad but sad news. Good news in the sense that, okay, you go play tomorrow. Coachy, I go play. And alpha, you know, go play, we get. So I think that when they explain further, when they talk, say, right from when you leave for academy, Coachy go run, they tell you from them, say, the team consists of like 20-something players. Not be everybody will start. The first 11 will start. Then the second 11 will always be there to support what the first 11 they do. So it don't get registered in your subconscious. Can't give an example. Say, even when they play during Wenger, it was not like he was a regular every day in the play. No, you get. Sometimes he go to bench, Sometimes he go play, even when he was playing at Everton, like that's so it just be. You cannot be a regular everywhere you go unless you are so exceptional. Yes. So that's a mentality now he gets with all the boys and everybody they happy. You get because he don't let them know say it's about trust. You don't let them say you feel not play today, but you get role. Everybody get role. Your time they come. You have your time and you will play. Just carry on at the back of your mind. So now what I thought I explained and it actually resonated with me. I actually understood what he's saying. Now, on if this is a good opportunity to win trophies. Now, nobody so that I asked the question. The question that was asked was that with Man City dropping points and Liverpool dropping points, and we can the scale through, we just go. She had that they see and say, oh man, this is an opportunity for us to win the league. Where we say all our neighbors they drop points. Yeah, so that was the question gone where they asked. So I think I said, yes, it's a big opportunity that we have ahead of us, but we have to continue with this level of consistency, and we know how difficult that is. For example, tomorrow is going to be an extremely tough match for us, and we are going to have to hit those same performance standard levels to win the game. On managing the expectations of our academy players, you don't clear them. Now, on players calling the Emirates Stadium our house, you get now my to himself talk up. I say yes, that's the way I see it, and I feel it. It's our house. So the player should also feel the same way. So for somebody to say that, it means he felt it because this is our home. You can't come here and beat us and take points off us. Now the mentality, the right mentality with that. I'm saying they have to say my Skelly, they exude that mentality. Now, on keeping the momentum going after 8 straight wins, it's a year, and to maintain the same level of urgency, the concentration, the focus, the ambition that we are showing every game. Each game brings different challenges. Sometimes we have to be patient. Other times we have to have a different approach. The game against Burnley is going to be really tough. They are extremely well coached. I know Scott Parker really well, and what he's done with the club and with the team, it's formidable. When you look at all the games that I see, 5 of the last games that they played, a very tough team to beat. Now, on how competitive the season is, I think I say very competitive because every season the league they get stronger, people they strengthen. So now normal level, even the promoted teams. Do you know that all 3 promoted teams, none of them did relegation zone for the first time in a long while? Get none of them did relegation zone. So now on trying to go one step further in the Premier League, I think that's a C. To win this league, there are margins involved. You see, you need to learn that the margins to achieve it or not are many. It can be that an opposition player is one-on-one against the keeper and he scores the goal and you are champion. And if he doesn't score, the keeper saves it, you are not champion. Now, this particular analogy where I give them, I think that they go back in memory lane. When they remember what Son do for Tottenham also versus Man City. If to say Son scored that goal against Man City, but we don't win the league. Because the table go turn. We go on the ahead of Man City because Son and Tottenham Hotspur have this penchant, they have this record, history. They decide, say that they'll always be Spurs, but on that day they sold us cheap. Spurs fans wanted their team to lose, and the Postecoglou no fit understand them. In fact, after the game, in the post-match press conference, he was flabbergasted, saying, "I've never seen this kind of thing before." Now my fans will be championing the opponent to beat us. I've never seen that kind of thing before. So now waiting Ateta, they go back. They come, they ask Ateta, "Are you talking about Son?" And I said, "I'm not talking about Son. I'm talking about general matters everywhere." Boss laugh. Audio journalists, audio people, everybody bought that because everybody knew where he was going, but you know, just one mention any name. For you to understand, say to win the league, you need things to go your way. Apart from you doing your fantastic job, beating everybody, you also need things that you cannot control to go your own way, which is not always possible. Yet. Now, on going away from home, Ateta said we go to a different territory. Obviously, we use a different language for that, but at the end, the purpose and what we want to achieve in the game is very similar. But the context changes because we are in a we're in a different situation. Now, on if players could go on strike because of the fixture schedule, so I think I say, well, hopefully not, because it's why they talk about this in because of Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are in a very bad situation where they can play like 3 games in 5 days. It don't really make sense. So I think the point they talk say there are 2 things what we say you're supposed to look for as a team, as a club. Number 1, what we say priority, players' welfare. Number 2, fans. You need to give fans what they need, trophies. Yes, player welfare, players need to do okay. Because at the end of the day, in fact, they can't even go a step further and ask and say whether teams now fit pull out of competitions. And then I say we hope say go don't reach that level. You get. We hope say go don't reach that, because on sustaining the size of the sport, must keep that one. But if there's solution to the fixture congestion, they say no, probably it's not easy. But it has to be doable, because if you put something that is not feasible, then what are we doing? So it's doable for sure. So let's do it in the best possible manner, respecting players and supporters. I'm on the press conference long, but I think that's the bit I can take. I just take some notable parts. Yes. Now, away from that, when you check the Arsenal website, you will see they release this picture, the best training photos for the Burnley trip. I saw the Rongales, I saw Masu Skelly, Zubi Mendy, I see Gyökeres, I see Piero Hincapié, I see Ben White. I see Ben White, my belly just sweets me. Ah, God. So you don't come back from injury, at least he's back. Yes. I see Gyökeres, Bukayo Saka, Trossard, our players, everybody there in high spirits. Although the match normally it's supposed to be winnable on paper, I guess. But we don't say all these matches no they easy. You get, so we have to still give them respect. More will not go underrate them. Say maybe there be one kind small. Get, so more will not just go underrate them. So that one save day. All right, by that, I love access maybe message from one of our sponsors, the Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria. So they're calling you to come and join and become a member. So if you're interested, contact Prince Ademola Alawode on 08034215314, and the number is at the bottom of the screen if you are interested, because a lot of people don't message me say, as I choose, I want to join. Or yeah, I mean, I contact Mr. Prince. You get his number is at the bottom of the screen. I will leave it there for a while for do the second message. So try and contact him if you're interested. And they have a page on Facebook, Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria, and they're also present on Instagram, Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria. So if you're interested, do give them a shout out. So call Mr. Prince. Now, away from that, ESPN UK, can you let us know, say, Fabian Hosler. You know, that this Brighton coach be the youngest manager for this year. Last year, he be 31, so this year is supposed to be like 32. So the current talk say, now he be the youngest manager as at last year, at 31. Then this year, Max Dowman became Arsenal's youngest ever starter at 15 years, 302 days. So this is the photo of two of them. We don't make history for the Premier League with their age. So that one's a day. Now, okay, I think Ateta has given us this report, so Martinelli never did ready. They say the match day too soon for Martinelli to come back. Now, as Slot's going to defend himself, say, see, many people they talk, say, in they give excuse, saying they look for excuse. They say no, they give excuse. So all this is when they talk, now explanation they make. Yeah, saying they explain what they happen for Liverpool. But the thing is, say, it comes off as excuses. When you will talk, say, Shebi Man City say, friends, I won't play Arsenal. Okay, see Arsenal, how many open player go Arsenal don't score? Arsenal always set piece, they don't score. Okay, all the goals so don't concede. Majority of them are set piece. All these things come off. It comes off as excuses and make it just take at a normal level. You get everybody. In fact, every month we get scapegoat, so we bash for the media. At some point, it was Manchester United. We bash them. They don't do okay now. At another time, it was Nottingham Forest, and the prosecutor will carry them go where they don't know. We bash them. Now your turn. Baba Koje Bishawama, Ati know me. Chopin, again, now your turn. Maybe next month now, another person will enter, but we will not follow. Yes, we are sacred. We don't do for all this level. We don't follow do all this one. Our time with this, so we enjoy it. Now, and Ashira Pony predicts the games so we'll play for this EPL for next tomorrow. So I took a special interest in how he analyzed the Arsenal match. Even said Liverpool, Aston Villa. He say Aston Villa will beat Liverpool. Yes. Now there's hope for Burnley because they're at home and they will make it tough. We saw what they did to Liverpool earlier on in the season. Liverpool had to leave it late at Tough Moor. They will try and sit deep and frustrate Arsenal and hit them on the break. They've got a great result last weekend, scoring the last minute at Wolves. We always say that the game was going to be key. So for them, it's a bit of a free hit, I guess. Not many other people other than Burnley fans will be expecting anything out of it. But because of the run that Arsenal are on, because of how because of how mean they are defensively and the squad that they've got, it won't bother them a bit. Whether they win from a set piece, a deflected shot, whatever it is, they played a completely new back four in the Carabao Cup and still got the clean sheets. They are flying in the Champions League. They are flying in the league. The club is full of confidence and they look like the real deal this year. At the end of the day, his verdict was Arsenal win. Burnley have nevertheless failed to beat Arsenal at once in home. But Charles Watt said they talk about this game. He say, see, it's not be easy place to go. You get, and there's a bit of rivalry. I don't know which kind of rivalry Charles Watt even they talk about. So coming back from that win, in fact, well, everybody will talk about this match. Now Arsenal win, Arsenal win, Arsenal win. I would now the team everybody they sing. Nobody give any other person chance till they'll come beat Arsenal. You get, so more wisdom will enter another matter. Now, my Richards when they ask this question, why Max Dowman no fit go out on loan? Because he said that he's a strong advocate for Max Dowman to go out on loan because he cannot play regularly at Arsenal where Saka they play for that wing. Say no possible. Because Michael Richards has suggested that Mikel Arteta needs to loan out one special Arsenal star in order for him to properly develop. Now, when he talk all these things, I think Gary Lineker was in the studio. Gary Lineker said him no really support. Said the guy will get time for Arsenal. They were discussing this at the Rest is Football podcast. So he say, I think the difference that I see with him is that normally you get thrown in at 15, 16 because you are physically developed. But in the case of Max Dowman, he's not physically developed, rather he's technically developed, which would say that he's going to be something special. He's got a window from 16 to 18 to keep developing at the same rate. And Mikel Arteta comes to this sports, but he has to be playing also. Very, very important. He has to be playing. Maybe he needs to go out on loan. I know that's maybe too early. I don't think he can go out on loan at 15. He's not going to get the game time. But Gary Lineker can say, he will get the game time. Why would he not get game time? So Richard Correctland said, I want to get the game time. They play for where Saka they play. So possible for him to get the game time. But at the end of the day, personally, I don't think Max is going to be going out on loan. I think he's too young for that. I bet they're not going to break his leg for we are in day. So make it remember we are in day, continuing growth. There's time. Why the haste? In careers together, maybe extra maybe 20 years. So why the haste? Just calm down. Your time will come. Just calm down. Don't go be like Obi Matichido. Just calm down. Now let's bring another message from another of our sponsor, Mr. Uche, who has this 2007 Toyota RAV4. This is an American spec. This is a Tokumbo car, 6-cylinder engine, 5 seats capacity. Then the mileage is 110,225 kilometers. Then the location is Lagos, and the car is very, very affordable. Mr. Uche wants to 10 million naira. So if you're interested, contact Mr. Uche on WhatsApp +234 7038869667. The number is at the bottom of the screen as you see it there. So write it down if you're interested and contact Mr. Uche strictly on WhatsApp to get this business done. Now, away from that, when you look at the next 5-6 games, we ask Nugget because you say the next 3 are winnable on paper. We play Burnley away tomorrow, Slavia Prague in the Champions League away, Sunderland away. 3 away games in back to back. After that one, North London Derby, Emirates Stadium, where we traditionally beat Spurs every time. Get so we expect this season to also be the same. No matter the form we Spurs they away, but wherever they go, if they come here, they go succumb to the pressure and the atmosphere because it is always electrifying. You get so normally after that one, Bayern Champions League. After Bayern, Stamford Bridge, our noisy neighbors, they go rekindle hostilities. So that match said, that match you get, and we will usually get bad luck. One play Chelsea now, you will say, Kopama don't come back, Tosin don't come back, oh this one don't come, everybody don't come back. But when other people they play them, injury go on finish their life. I don't know why I be like that, but that are no problem. As long as we get our own players, so no issue, everywhere good. Now away from that, so Mikel Arteta on if clubs could pull out of competition, I think I've taken that in the press conference. Don't need to come and repeat all these things. Now they're going to ask Arteta say, now when this title contention they start, this is not for the first day of preseason, and they're supposed to run the think and say, this season like this now we want to do things. See our plan, see our objective. Now they're supposed to run the think. Now Fabrizio Romano going to talk say the hierarchy, the board of directors at Liverpool, they've given votes of confidence in Ancelotti. Total confidence in Ancelotti from Liverpool board, filling out new signings, supposed like Gravenberch, new deals, part of the plan. So that was a normal level because he just win the league. Obviously, they're not going to Saka. Even if he lose against Villa and against Man City, nothing. They will still deal with that, which is normal. And I'm happy that they are still backing him and they're supporting him because he will go a very, very long way in shaping things up. Now, did you know that Declan Rice has recorded 10 set piece assists since January 2024 in the Premier League, double that of any other player in the league and more than any player in Europe's top 5 leagues. Why in they get all these assists? Because he get people they put head and they did not ball and the ball they enter. So obviously it's going to count for him as an assist, and I'm very, very happy for him. Say yes. Himself, we take away the delivery from him. Rice good on your own, actually. Rice good. Now, away from that, let's bring another message from Moby Wealth Associates and Co Limited, who are into construction services, dredging, canalization, real estate, and shop protection works. They're also into mechanical and fabrication services and procurement services nationwide. So if you want to reach out to them, call them on +234 80 34, and they're located at number 7 Eken Road or Razi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. So if you're interested in any of their services, please do reach out to them. Now, away from that also, so they say Arsenal have a preference to actually host Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup on December 16th. We will prefer to play the match that day, but it will still affect Crystal Palace. So now they're going to look alternative dates like December 23, and December 24. That's they discuss whether they go move on to a different date to help Crystal Palace. They won't go choke them. Yeah, so, well, at the end of the day, once they don't decide dates, don't clear us, I will soon let you know. So I think the biggest news of the night, let me first chat. So at the talk, say all these teams say they complain low block, set piece, set piece. Oh yeah, make una self stop to the play low block in this Arsenal because it is now becoming a norm that people will come and play low block. I did make sense. Oh my God, the para. But for me, come play your low block. Oh, me, I'm not possible to play your low block. Oh. Everybody get right to play the way you want to play. You get if now mid block you want to do. In fact, any way if you say you go do to beat us, come do one. Because if you reach our own turn, the way we go do to beat you, and so we will set up and a normal level you get. So my dear Arsenal lovers, I think it's a fine place for us to call the show and end. Like come your way tomorrow morning to give you the month. Oh, sorry, tomorrow morning I have exams. Yes, I'm an exam paper now in 2 p.m. So tomorrow I think money should no day. So now like evening or 2 p.m. before I come see me and go back to the hotel. No. Now 2 p.m. Now evening, evening. You get maybe now the match will play against Burnley. Now go even use open the show. Then for night I can't drop other updates. I just remember I have exams tomorrow. So with that being said, I think it's a fine place for us to call the show and then so it's like come your way tomorrow evening. Till then, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your night. Good night and good night. Ciao.